Welcome back, guys, to the MLG coverage of the Acer TeamStory Cup match, Invictus Gaming against Mouz Sports. We're here in game number 6. Invictus Gaming is leading 3-2. We have seen Mana try to even the score up. Of course, Invictus Gaming led with Jim. Jim defeated Hasselwabs, Vortex, and Lucifron 3 in a row, putting Invictus Gaming up 3-0. Mana came in, defeated Jim. Mana came in and defeated Shigwa as well. And now, of course, Invictus Gaming is choosing to throw in MacSed against Mana. In the bottom right-hand location of Belshir Vestige. Representing Mouz Sports, we have the red Protoss, Mana. If Mana wins one more, he will accomplish a 3-kill, similar to what Jim did for Invictus Gaming starting out. That would tie up the series. And I love nothing more than tied series, guys. But I'm also a big fan of this guy's play. Over here in the top left location of Belshir Vestige, representing Invictus Gaming, we do have the blue Protoss, MacSed. Of course, Invictus Gaming, the top Chinese team. Mouz Sports, a German-based team, probably considered the top team in Germany. Although so far today, we've seen them field Hasselwabs from Germany, followed by 2 Spaniards, Vortex and Lucifron. And now, of course, we do have Mana from Poland, I believe. Of course, they could also field Hero Marine, who is from Germany. Although, most likely, if Mana falls here, that means they will be match point, which means Mouz Sports can revive a fallen player. We'll see how things proceed, though. Both players opting to scout this time. We noticed Jim in his PvPs decided not to scout. But MacSed apparently decides scouting is the way to go. Both players getting full vision. Both players seeing it's just standard 2 gateway openings. Nothing too fishy going on from either side. MacSed with 50 energy and Chrono Boost. We do have Mana use 1 additional Chrono Boost earlier on probes. That puts him at a slight worker advantage, but of course he has 1 less Chrono Boost to utilize on units. Mana's also, he's one of the slowest Protoss to add a 3rd probe onto each of these gases, and that's intentional. Really favoring the minerals early as opposed to the gas. Interesting to note that. Different small variations in the builds, although both looking fairly similar for now. Both players opening with a Mothership Core and 3 Stalkers. Will there be any proxy pylons going down? MacSed's probe has retreated. Mana's probe is guarding the watchtower. Now the Stalker's going to take the other watchtower. It's going to look for a probe somewhere, maybe down along the line. Meanwhile, Mothership Core here is looking for proxy buildings as well, or perhaps a probe. What does Mana probe see? It sees a Stalker coming for it. Is it going to retreat? Looks like it does retreat. Will get out in time. Stalker's converging on his probe. They take it out. Meanwhile, MacSed's probe is still safe and sound on the left side. This Stalker has failed in his duty to hunt down the probe. Behind us. Oh, it looks like we have a skirmish here. Mana with a Stalker advantage. Time Warp being utilized, but not quick enough. 1 Stalker goes down, and Mana can keep pushing this forward. Mothership Core taking a lot of fire as well. 1 more shot, it goes down. Mana decisive advantage going forward, but MacSed with the proxy pylon. Mana saying if I have an advantage, I will expand. Also getting a robotics behind his 2 gateways. MacSed's probe is still alive, though. Has been unspotted so far. MacSed looks like he's going to counter expand, a smart move. MacSed, of course, went up to 3 gateways instead of the 2 gateways in a robo. Applying some pressure to this Nexus. I do think Mana should defend without a problem. Be careful, Mana. Where is that Immortal? Where is that Immortal? Where's the force field to try to separate the Stalkers, saving them? A Time Warp goes down. 2 Stalkers go down. Actually, MacSed may have dived the Mothership Core too much, as now he's going to lose. He's lost 3 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers, a 5th Stalker taking damage, and now comes the Immortal. Mana has lost 2 Stalkers for 5, 3 Stalkers for 6, 3 Stalkers for 7. An amazing trade for Mana here. Units lost, you can see. MacSed is in dire straits. Mana with a faster Nexus and a supply advantage. A worker advantage as well. The Mothership Core stays alive miraculously. And now what is going to stop Mana from counterattacking? He's got to get a closer proxy pylon. Oh, he wants to scout the Nexus first. He sees the Nexus. He's going to go back, build a proxy pylon. And once he feels safe, he's going to cross the map with this force. Which he feels safe now, knowing that Max had invested into a Nexus. There is no way his army can be contested at this moment. Pushing in here, taking out a pylon. Meanwhile, MacSed is on full retreat. This is looking very similar to Mana versus Jim. Game 4 of the match, of course, where Mana got an early advantage and then used that advantage to both expand himself and deny his opponent's expansion. No proxy pylon is up quite yet, though, but he's moving across the map. MacSed going for a Stargate. That could be a risky move, but sometimes when behind, a risk is a smart choice. I love how Mana's playing safe here. As he's pushing across the right side of the map, he's scouting the left side to make sure there's no counterattacks, no hidden pylons, and there, in fact, is a pylon. And the probe going to build additional ones. Here comes in the pylon from Mana. His force is mostly sentries and immortals. Of course, that's a great composition to defeat gateway units. What does MacSed have? Purely gateway units. Warping in Zealots will probably be Mana's choice. No, it's going to be Stalkers. Oh, great force fields. Isolating Nexus from its support. Going straight for the Nexus. 3 Immortals are just powering it down, but here come the probes. 1 Immortal about to fall. 2 more doing so much damage to the Nexus. Mana takes it out and recalls. Mana loves using the recall. Great usage of that ability. Used it, of course, in his previous match against Shigua as well. Meanwhile, we have MacSed pushing across the map. Zealot sentries trying to work a counterattack. He thinks he's damaged Mana's force enough that a counterattack can work. Mana does not quite have a photon overcharge, but he does have 2 Immortals, a good number of sentries as well. Taking a look at the units tab, we do see MacSed has a Void Ray. That's actually unsure of where it wants to go. He also is getting an Oracle. That Oracle could be MacSed's way back in the game. Of course, he's trying to rebuild the Nexus. Workers tab isn't too far off, so once the Nexus gets back up, MacSed won't be too far behind in income. Of course, currently, Mana, if he wants to, can really power out probes, but at the moment, I think he's a little bit cautious. He's aware that MacSed may be going for an attack. We see harassment from both players. Here comes the Warp Prism coming in. There's an Oracle crossing the map from MacSed as well. Oh, MacSed loses a couple probes here. Warp Prism is going to try to escape. It's spotted the Stargate. And these Zealots getting more and more damage done. Actually, great hold position there to maximize probe kills. Look at these Zealots just go to town. We've got 3 kills, 2 kills, and 1 kill. 6 kills combined. That's a significant advantage here. 7 workers killed in total. What can MacSed do with the Oracle? Stargate was spotted, but Mana does not have units there to defend. 2 probes go down. 3 probes go down. Oracle gets juked a bit. 4 probes go down. Here come the Stalkers. Is he going to get a 5th probe? Yes. No. Just 4 and he's going to escape. Or is he? Oh, he moves the wrong way. Oracle gets taken out. All of a sudden, not so worth it for MacSed. And Mana continues with his advantage. Mana looking like he may want to go for an attack on the natural. We see he's getting the Templar Archives. He's got a lot of Immortals out. He's adding gateways. Going up to 6. We could see an Archon Immortal attack. In fact, it's MacSed who's attacking. A bold move from the Chinese Protoss. And his army values are fairly even right now. But if you look at the ability to warp in during the engagement, Mana can warp in Archons, and he has 4 warp gates operational, 2 more being added. MacSed has 3 warp gates operational, 1 more being added. Counterattack from Mana is deflected. Warp Prism looks like it may go back into main as a fairly unnecessary photon overcharge pushes MacSed back. And you know what? Actually, wait, Mana is on 6 warp gates. Right now he's on 6 warp gates. If he just keeps warping units in, can MacSed keep up with his level of production? MacSed decides it's possible he wouldn't be able to, so he's retreating. Meanwhile, another Oracle's been produced. It's going to counterattack as well. Into the main of Mana. Let's see if it has more success than its predecessor. The Zealots will be cleaned up here, though getting some more probe kills. 2 more Zealots in a natural. Mana is relentless. Following this Warp Prism will be taken out. Meanwhile, the Oracle in the main is up to 3 kills. Zealots are going to town, getting, I think they got 2 kills over there on the Gas Geyser. Oracle gets 4 kills and it should retreat. Or sit there. One of the 2 options. These Zealots, holy moly, they keep killing units. MacSed's defense is just faltering. He never finished off the Warp Prism either. MacSed, 18 workers killed by Mana. He is starting to fall apart a bit here. We can see income 33 probes to 49. Mana is just starting to really take control of this game. He's been a little ahead throughout the game. He's been getting more and more ahead over time. But we do have MacSed going for a Robo Support pick. Colossi could be what he needs to turn the tides. Of course, a large Zealot count from MacSed as well. The good news about having a lower probe count is your opponent will mine out their main before you. And their natural. Here comes Zealots. Photon Overcharge will push those Zealots back. War Prism will save all 3 of them. One of them barely got in there. Pretty hot pickup. Oracle could strike back in the main of Mana at any time. What does Mana have to defend that? Okay, he's built a cannon. He'll be totally fine from here on out. Meanwhile, Mana's going for an attack. He's got 4 Archons, 4 Immortals. Army value, equal minerals, 1,000 resources ahead in gas. So Mana with the stronger army. Does MacSed have a Photon Overcharge available? He's in full retreat here. Just pure Zealots in a very awkward position. Instant GG from MacSed, realizing that a clumped up group of Zealots stuck behind buildings against Archons and Immortals is not going to work. Mana ties it up. 3 wins in a row against a top team from China, taking out Jim, then Shigua, and then MacSed. Wow, from the start of this match, we saw Jim go 3-0, and I was like, is it going to be Jim all-kill? Now Mana goes 3-0, ties it up. This match is getting intense here. Both these teams desperate for a win to pull themselves from the bottom of the standings. Which team will it be? Who will Invictus Gaming send up against Mana next? We'll find out. Game 7's coming up.